It's another edition of Time About the Movies, as today we're wrapping up the month of April 1992. We have April 24th. 5 movies to look at today. Most of them I haven't really seen, so this should be a fairly quick one to look at. Let's start off with the first movie that I have seen. It's Willem Dafoe, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio, Samuel L. Jackson, and Mickey Rourke in the neo-noir thriller White Sands. So like I said, this is probably the only movie on this list that I have today that I've actually seen, so it's the only one I can really comment on, and unfortunately, it's one that I instantly forgot the first time I ever saw it. This is not a very good movie. It's a thriller that makes no sense whatsoever. The basic story is that Willem Dafoe plays the sheriff in a small town who finds a body in the desert, takes the suitcase, takes the money that's in there, just impersonates the man, and gets involved into somewhat of an FBI investigation. I guess it's trying to be kind of a new North by Northwest, but North by Northwest was a better written film and a much smarter film. This is just really bad. Like, this movie makes no sense whatsoever. It has a great cast overall, but unfortunately they're given a terrible script to work with and just bad characters overall. Like, none of these characters are likable whatsoever, either because their actions are so bad that calls to villainy, or they're just really stupid. Like, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio in this is unbelievably stupid and naive. Like, she's a badly written character in this movie, and every time she's on screen and doing these things, it's just like, what are you doing to yourself? Like, why did you say yes to this movie? I mean, really, did this script really impress you that much to say yes to this? It's not a very good movie, and the mystery's not even all that exciting either. It's a very bad movie on so many levels. It's just a mess. It's a mess of a film on so many levels. Avoid White Sands like the plague. It's one of the worst movies of the year. So, with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next movie that we have here. A movie that I didn't even know existed until I saw it on Box Office Mojo, and that is Bob Hoskins and a pretty packed all-star cast in Passed Away. So just to recap, Bob Hoskins, Blair Brown, Tim Curry, Frances McDormand, William Peterson, Pamela Reed, Peter Riegert, Maureen Stapleton, Nancy Travis, Jack Walden, Terry Polo, Dan Futterman, Sarah Rue is also in this movie, Dylan Baker's also in here. This has a really good cast to it, and unfortunately, this does not look like a very good movie whatsoever. It looks very bland and mediocre. It's kind of reminds me of a predecessor to Death of the Funeral, but Death of the Funeral, both the British version and the remake that they did a couple years later, that movie was funny. This does not look like it's all that funny. I mean, it doesn't look like the script is well written whatsoever. A lot of these actors feel like they're being wasted in here, and this movie just doesn't look very good to me. I mean, like I said, I haven't heard anything about this movie at all until I got to this weekend, and that's probably a good reason why, because this movie does not look all that exciting whatsoever. It doesn't even look that funny. It doesn't look that very clever. It looks like a movie that they wasted the entire cast on, and it's a shame too, because you got so many talented people in this film, and this is the end result of it. So, yeah, can't really comment on it too much more, but it looks like it's a bad movie all around. So, that's Passed Away for you. Let's go ahead and move on to the next movie that we have here, and that is The Year of the Comet. I mean, looking at the trailer alone, it doesn't look like it's a bad film. But then you go to Rotten Tomatoes and see that it has a 0% on there, meaning that nobody liked this movie, and you read about how badly this movie tested poorly. Like, William Goldman, who wrote this, actually said that the audience who saw that movie had a lack of enthusiasm for red wine. They actually had to film an opening sequence where they basically had to have the main hero say that he hates red wine. He goes into a he gets dragged into a tasting, but it doesn't work. And if you know that this movie is not going to perform well whatsoever, then don't even then just dump the movie, man. Just dump it on video or something. I can't believe they actually put this on a big screen and actually thought that they were going to sucker people into this. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, I can't comment on it too much because the movie, I haven't seen the film. The trailer didn't look too bad, but then again, those reviews aren't sounding too promising. I mean, I'm reading here, the characters are undeveloped. The story seems absolutely pointless. There's no real excitement for a movie about a bottle of wine. But and for Peter Yates, this is directed by Peter Yates, who made a lot of great movies, and we've talked about a couple of those movies on here, including An Innocent Man. He's also the guy that made The Deep, Breaking Away, Crow, Bullet. Like I said, William Goldman's the writer of Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and The Princess Bride. You have the talent there, but unfortunately, it's a movie that I think maybe a little too Oscar baitish type. Maybe that's why it didn't work so well, but I don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen the film, so I can't really comment on it too much. But doesn't sound like the overall product was as promising as that trailer was. So that's the end of the comment. Let's go ahead and move on to the next movie that we have here, which is A Midnight Clear. Good young cast overall here. You got Peter Berg, who would later go on to become a top action director. Kevin Dillon, later best known for his work as Johnny Drama on Entourage. Ari Gross, who was kind of a big comedic star at the time. Ethan Hawke, who was slowly building his career. Gary Sinise, Frank Whaley, John C. McGinley, David Jensen. A really solid cast here, and the movie here actually has got some promising reviews here. Could be a pretty good movie, even though I've never heard about this film. It does look very promising. I do like the cinematography that they have here, and the acting here looks pretty decent. So, it could be very good. I haven't heard anything too much about it, but it's got some good reviews, so that's what it's got going for it. So maybe one day I'll definitely check it out. But with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the last movie that we have here, and that is The Playboys. Yeah, definitely not the movie I was thinking of when I heard the name The Playboys. I was thinking more of something on the lines of Hugh Hefner, the Playboy Bunnies, that type of thing. In fact, why haven't they done a biopic of Hugh Hefner yet? I don't know. You would think they would have done one by now, but maybe they didn't. I just didn't know about it. But that's off the subject of what we're talking about here. This is The Playboys, which has Albert Finney, Aidan Quinn, Robin Wright, written by the Oscar-winning writer. I take that back. It wasn't the Oscar-winning writer. He Oscar-nominated writer of My Left Foot. And, again, doesn't look too bad. The trailer definitely shows a little bit of promise to it. But as far as the movie itself goes, I can't really comment on it because I haven't seen it. But again, like with The Midnight Clear, it has a nice visual style to it. The acting looks like it's going to be pretty good. And it does have some really pretty good reviews from the reviews that I've seen from it. So, yeah, this could be something very entertaining, but definitely checking out down the line, but I'm not in a rush to see it. So that's my quick thoughts on The Playboys. And so on that note, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies. Next time we meet, we jump into May. We're right around the summer movie season period, and coincidentally, the air date for this will be on the last day of summer, which will be tomorrow. But we have 7 movies to look at, including Rutger Hauer in Split Second, Tom Selleck in Folks with Don Amici. We also have the mountain climbing movie K2, Leaving Normal, Turtle Beach, Night on Earth, Diary of a Hitman, and Who Shot Pat. Most of these movies I have not seen, but we'll definitely delve into them and see if they have some promise to them. But that is what we will do on the next episode. So, with that said, thank you guys for watching, and as always, if you want to see more videos like this, please hit the playlist on the next page, check out the previous episode, and I will see you next time for another episode. So thank you for watching, see you next time, and until then, take care.